If you're starting from scratch and you want to build a real online business that makes £5,000 a month in profit, then this video is your blueprint. I'm going to walk you through the exact step-by-step process that I use to go from making £0 to over £30,000 a month in profit with online arbitrage and Amazon FBA. And this isn't just theory, these are real methods that I use every day. So if you're serious about building an Amazon FBA business, grab a pen, because this might be the most valuable video that you're going to watch all year. And make sure to watch all the way through, because later in the video, I'm going to be giving you guys a chance to scale up your business and start completely for free. I'm going to help you get set up, and I'm even going to give you your first profitable product and a list of suppliers that you can use to find more profitable products. So let's get into it. So first up, let's talk about what actually is online arbitrage. So the simple definition of online arbitrage is basically where you're just buying discounted products from an online store and then you're selling them somewhere else. In my case, it's always Amazon. Arbitrage is one of the oldest jobs ever. It's been going on throughout history, but now this is just kind of the most modern take on arbitrage and doing it to a crazy scale. Amazon is insane, right? It has insane traffic. 90% of UK shoppers use Amazon regularly, and it dominates about 40% of the entire e-commerce market in the UK. Basically, if people want something, they're usually just gonna look on Amazon instead of Googling it. We can take advantage of that by just Googling stuff ourselves, finding it for way cheaper, and selling it on Amazon for the full price. It really is that simple, but it's simple in idea, not so much in practice. When you're doing OA, online arbitrage, you've got to keep finding profitable products. You've got to buy them and you've got to ship it to Amazon. Once it's at Amazon, Amazon do the rest. But actually finding those deals in the first place is kind of the hard part. That's where the skill really comes in. The other take on this kind of thing as well is retail arbitrage. This is where you're going in store to places like Tesco and Sainsbury's, and this can be a really good method. I myself know people that have been doing like 7-8 grand a month in profit from RA, but I've never heard from anyone that's doing more than that. OA is much easier, it's much easier to scale, and most importantly for me at least, I can do it from anywhere. Doesn't matter whether I'm off in Thailand or somewhere else, as long as I've got my laptop and an internet connection, I can be doing my job. So now you understand what OA is, what do you actually need to get started? So from my own experience nowadays, I would recommend a starting budget of at least £1,000. That way you're able to get all the essential software like SellerAmp, Keeper, stuff like that, and you're also able to spend the rest of it on stock, most important. The couple bits of software that you need are only about £15 per month, but stock is the most important thing you want to be spending your money on. What really matters in this game is the deals that you're buying and how quickly you can shift them. The better the deal, the quicker you're going to be able to sell it, and the quicker that you're going to make some really good profit. The aim is that you want to keep your cash flow as smooth as possible so you can effectively scale your business and hit that 5k profit goal. So let's talk about that software and the overheads that you need. So you'll need a Seller Central Pro account. This is about £25 per month, and you'll also need Keeper and SellerAmp SaaS, or what I've just recently switched to using, Profit Go. Keeper and SellerAmp SaaS or Profit Go, whichever you choose to kind of use, are about £15 per month. I believe Profit Go is slightly cheaper by a few quid, so check that out. There'll be a link down in the video below to both of those bits of software, and you might also need just some basic kind of shipping supplies if you're not going to be sending it to a prep center that will do all this for you. So you might need some tape, you know, a label printer, some boxes. Alternatively, you can just use a prep center, which is a warehouse essentially like the one right behind me right now, where you just send all of your stock there. They do it all for you, they label up and they send it off. I personally use one called All Things Prep. They're brilliant. If you just Google All Things Prep, they'll come up, and that way you don't really have to spend any money on shipping, and you also don't have to worry about kind of taking delivery of these items or any of that sort of side of things. So I would say a realistic target for you, if you're starting with just £1,000, should be about £300 in profit initially. Now this might not sound like much, but you know, we're not selling drugs here, we're not doing fraud, we're not doing anything dodgy. This is an actual real business, and it takes time to grow. You're not going to start by making £1 million in your first month. It's just not realistic, and I'm not trying to sell you that dream because it's just not true. And anyone telling you that you can do that with Amazon FBA is just lying. Amazon FBA is a compound interest game. If you can keep that £300 in the business, you're now working with even more money to buy stock, and if you can keep flipping it over and over and over, it's crazy how quick your capital can grow. Even just starting with £1,000 means that 6 months or even 12 months down the line, you could be working with £10,000 very easily. All you have to do is focus hard, focus on high margin deals, and put in as much time and effort as you possibly can. Amazon is really flexible in the way that you can put in as little time or as much time as you want. The same goes with kind of investing in stock. You can put in as little money or as much money as you want, but really the more time and money you put into this business, the quicker you're going to get to where you want to be and the quicker you'll be able to scale. So let's talk about this step-by-step process to reach £5,000 profit a month. Now you know the bare minimum. Now step one, you're going to want to learn how to analyze deals. Use Keeper and Profit Go to look at the sales rank, the buy box history, and the price stability over time. You want to be looking at the ROI of that deal, the profit, the Amazon fees. You also want to check how many other sellers are selling that item. You don't want to hop on something that's too saturated. And you also want to make sure that that brand is safe to sell on Amazon. 99% are fine, but that 1% could catch you out and leave you stranded with some stock that you can't sell. For tips and tricks on all of this, we've got loads of videos on this channel, as well as my own channel at Felix Amazon Cat. There are loads of tutorials on using these bits of software. And if you join the LiveCops Discord server, in there you can ask about the safe to sell brands. And we've got guides on there on basically doing all of this. You can join LiveCops completely for free from the QR code and the link on screen now. If you join through there, we'll get you set up with all the basics. We'll run you through everything, all completely for free. But before you do that, I'll show you a couple deals anyway, just so you get an idea for kind of what I mean by all those words I just said. So on screen now, I've got a couple deal examples. So first up, we've got these Hot Wheels cars. So these were 2 for 15, so £7.50 each. So the estimate sales here, we can see it's 50 plus, so that's really good. Generally, we want to be aiming for at least 30 sales per month, but if you can aim for even higher than that, you could do even better. The ROI is really good. I love ROI. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I'm very focused on ROI, so that's really good to see as well. Profit's good. Price chart is fairly stable as well. If anything, it could potentially go for higher. We've got 7 FBA sellers, which is maybe on the higher side, but not really for a listing that sells this much. So this, in my opinion, would definitely be a good buy. Then we've got this game, Uncharted. So at the time, this was £8.99. I'm a couple of days late to kind of reviewing this. But at the time, it was £8.99 on sale. Again, it sells 50 times per month. That's really good. That should be our kind of baseline, what we're aiming for. Price chart wise, ooh, it's a little bit iffy. It has shot up recently, which isn't really a good sign. It means that there's a chance it could return to this sort of level, like $15.99. Is it profitable? Well, it's at least break even, so I would say this is worth the gamble, because if it does return to that price, you know, we're not going to lose out. In fact, we'd make like 40p or whatever that was, and we'd make a little bit of money. Obviously not what we're aiming for, but we're not making a loss, basically, is the most important thing. And again, really low FBA seller count. We've only got 8 other sellers to compete with on this listing, so that is another definite buy. And then last of all, we've got this backpack, which is sold out on the Disney store, $39.99. This is it on Amazon. Straight away, I can see it just doesn't really sell. The BSR is really high. It's in yellow. It says it sells 0 times per month, which is obviously not great. ROI and profit looks good if we're expecting to sell at this price, but I just don't think this really sells. Let's have a look at the price chart. So yeah, we can see where this sales rank line has dropped. Did sell at one point over the past 90 days. It has sold. Maybe if we drop the price, we could get some sales in. How low can we go? It's not really cheap enough to drop it too much, but I don't know. This is probably not a good buy, to be honest. I don't think this sells anywhere near enough. There's no competition really, but it's just not a good deal. So this one I'd skip out from. It just doesn't sell. The other two look really good. That's kind of the basic rundown of using Profit Go. So now you know how to analyze these listings and use these bits of software to check whether something's a good deal. Now it's time to put it into play and start sourcing some profitable inventory to get spending some money. So there are so many different ways to source. I know like 12 different ways, but let's focus on just the basic ones for this video. So the most basic one to understand is just manual sourcing. So this is where you're going to sites like Argos, Very, Sainsbury's, and you're going to scan the clearance sections and various different categories that sell well on Amazon, and try and just look for some products that are profitable to buy. It's really as simple as that. You know, tech, makeup, toys, seasonal items as well, depending on the time of year, could be really, really good. And it's really just a case of putting in the work, putting in the effort, and trying to find some good stuff. If you can also subscribe to the newsletters for lots of different retailers, that's a really good way to find out about coupons and promotions that they're having. And this can be a really good way for beginners to find deals for Amazon. Then we've also got storefront sourcing. So this is where you find good Amazon storefronts that are basically just people doing the same thing, doing online online arbitrage and just searching through their store, seeing what they're selling and working backwards to try and find where they're buying it from. Now, this isn't the best way to find products, only because you tend to be a little bit late to the listings, which means you tend to get a little bit more competition from other people, but it is probably the easiest method of finding products for Amazon, and it's definitely something I recommend for beginners. Even if you don't make crazy money doing it, it's good enough to learn how to source, learn the kind of process for sending it into Amazon and all that good stuff. It's all a learning process, and don't be afraid to fail and mess up and buy the wrong product. Just go for it. Don't be scared. And you know what they say, scared money doesn't make any money. You gotta just spend some money and get into the thick of it. I made so many mistakes when I first started Amazon, but the majority of that stuff I was able to just sell at break even, maybe at a tiny small loss, and it's just not something you got to be scared about in business in general, whether it's Amazon or another business in general at all. You've got to take those risks. And another really great way to source as well is just relying on software and groups as well. So LiveCops, for example, in the LiveCops group, we're constantly giving out online arbitrage leads as well as Amazon to Amazon leads. These are all products that you can buy straight away. A lot of them as well are raffled out to only a few members at a time, so that means that only a couple people have access to that product and you don't need to worry about loads of competition from other people. And we even now have software that links up to our Amazon to Amazon monitors and automatically buys these deals for you. So it doesn't matter if you've got a job and you don't want to kind of sit in front of a computer screen for 12 hours a day and buy these deals and be there at the right time. You can now set up this software and it will buy the deals for you. All you have to do is every few days, check what it's purchased, approve the stuff you agree with, get rid of any stuff that you don't really want to buy or can't necessarily afford right now. And literally as easy as that, the software that we've now built and integrated into the LiveCops group allows you to make profit without lifting a finger. It's really that easy. We've also got software in there that monitors for restocks on various online deals that you can use yourselves. And if RA is your thing, retail arbitrage, go into these supermarkets and try to find stock that way. We even have bots that allow you to check the stock for items at certain stores like Sainsbury's and Asda. And that means you can check whether a store's got stock of a hot item you're looking for before you even kind of venture out and go to that store, which saves you so much time and disappointment. We also even give out retail arbitrage leads. So it's as simple as kind of looking at what leads we're giving out in the server, using that software to check whether your local stores actually have stock for that item. And if they do, obviously race to the store and go get it before anyone else. With sourcing, the key is definitely to go wide and not deep. You're going to be sourcing a variety of stock in a variety of different ways. If you can put in the time to kind of do a bit of RA, do a bit of storefront sourcing, do a bit of buying just OA and A2A leads from LiveCops and have a mix of lots of different things, that'll mean that you have the clearest path to making 5K per month. It's also really important that you keep track of everything. You want to keep track of all your purchases and everything like that, as well as keeping on top of your admin tasks for all the stuff of just kind of chasing up stuff with Amazon. And in the LiveCops Discord group, we now give out a free spreadsheet that helps you track all of this. It will help you keep track of your day-to-day admin tasks, as well as all of your purchase, all of your invoices as well. Everything that you could possibly need to run this business is included in this free spreadsheet. But the number one most important advice I can give you guys is you want to reinvest all of your profit into more stock. If you start spending on it willy-nilly when you first make a bit of money because you feel great, you're not going to do well. You've got to reinvest all that profit into more stock. You should see Amazon almost like a savings account or something to cash out in the future. Like 3 years down the line, I'm now cashing out some to go towards buying a house. But until this point, I've been very, very careful not to spend all my profit because I know that that money now, if I keep it invested in the business, is going to be worth triple or more in the near future. If I just keep reinvesting, keep buying more stock and keep making money. You're not going to get that overnight, right? You've got to keep reinvesting all your money, working hard, but in the long run, it will really pay off. I said at the start of the video that I would get you guys set up for free. I'd give you your first profitable product to sell, and I'd even give you a massive list of suppliers to get started with. If you join the free LiveCops Discord community, we'll help you get set up with all of this. All you've got to do is scan the QR code or visit the link on screen now. Join our free Discord group today, and you won't regret it. It's literally free. You got nothing to lose. Just join, open a ticket, get chatting to us, and we'll put you on the right path. So that is exactly how I would go from making £0 to £5,000 a month with online arbitrage in 2025. Start keen, stay consistent, and learn to analyze deals properly and scale effectively. And if you want extra help and want to shortcut the learning curve, check out the LiveCops Discord group where you will have access to expert advice, profitable product leads, regular seminars, and exclusive sourcing tools. So click the link in the video description down below to join LiveCops today and become part of the UK's best reselling group. So if you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below with your biggest takeaway from the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.